Just a very quick just saying, and you can discard what my personal judgment is on this. That's no problem. Many people are going to totally disagree with me. I'm not just being contrary. I'm just going with my instinctive reaction to something. The same way I'm right when I look at people from the start. For example, Linda Stanley. You never know, maybe I'm actually right about this. I know in domestic violence cases there are two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, and that toxic violent relationships are a two-way street. I just wanted to give you my impression about Courtney Clenney and Christian Obumseli. Christian is dead. He died of a knife wound earlier this year, and Courtney is up on second-degree murder charges. She was arrested in Hawaii and brought back, I think, to Florida. She was in a rehab facility in Hawaii when she was arrested. Initially, we saw that the OnlyFans model, Instagram model, initially we saw footage of her and Christian in a lift, and it looks like she's being very violent to him, right? And then out comes some footage from another person who was in the building that Christian and Courtney occupied. He had filmed on his phone. There's video, vision, but no sound, no audio. Filmed an altercation between the two. And now we have footage, it's police cam, of a situation that was taking place just a few days before Christian was killed. Okay, so the first footage is the footage in the lift. Now, to me, what this looks like is a large man muscling his way into a lift, remaining there when the woman clearly does not want him there. He is trying to push the lift buttons. She clearly wants him out. He's overpowering her. He is being absolutely out of place. There's no way you can't be taking the hint. He's clearly not wanted, not welcome, but he is using his stature to bully her. He's basically forcing his presence on her and wanting to go up to the apartment with Courtney. And what people choose to see is a man muscling in, just trying to go up to his house. He's just trying to go home. I mean, even if they were still kind of together and this was just an argument, a decent man or a man that doesn't want to be abused, so might just say, look, I'm not doing this. This is a really bad situation. I'm going to remove myself. I mean, you all applaud Johnny Depp for doing that, right? So why not Christian? Why isn't he doing this? Why is he seen as some sort of victim here? I put it to you that he was refusing to leave the relationship, refusing to leave Courtney to her life because he had no life. He was losing everything. I think he was a man in free fall, and that there was some very passive-aggressive, overtly aggressive, overly assertive behavior going on here. But in the way that people like this manipulate, she's the one that, she's losing. She doesn't have that self-control. She's incensed. Maybe she's under the influence of drugs or alcohol. As I said, she was in rehab when she was arrested. She is the one that's going to be in the wrong, right? And we have all been with people that, sorry, I'll word that again, Those people that have been in abusive relationships know this kind of situation. It's the situation where the abuser, the narcissist usually, will make the other person out to be nasty, crazy, wild, okay? She's heading back. She just wants him out. There's no way she can shove him, but that's just clearly what I see. And she can't physically remove him. And she wasn't going to let him go up to the apartment on his own by the looks, right? She just wanted to go home and she didn't want him there. That's what I see. In the film that came out second, where it's filmed from above, from a balcony looking down to the grounds of the One Paraíso building where they lived, where Courtney says Christian was refusing to move out. He was camping out in the elevator lobby of the apartment, in the elevator room. I take that to be some sort of little foyer that when she gets off on her floor, maybe it's a private entrance. I'm not sure what it means, but I think he's sort of sleeping there where she's trying to come in and out and live her life. But in this footage from above, he is chasing her, running in front of her, okay? And she's not going toward him. He's going toward her. He's cutting her off. Then in the April 1st footage, where the police are there, she wants... she's upset, she's scared. It's employees of the One Paraíso building that have called police. They say that he did chase after her. Christian chased after her, raced after her. She's told her father that she was scared and that he was stalking her. And I think her fear seems real, her tears seem real. And people are saying, oh, she's not really, and she's not been clear with the cops either. But I'm sorry, but this is all typical behavior of people that are in intense situations and abuse. They're kind of scared to finally lay it on the line, to really say what needs to be said. They kind of want it to end without escalating it by the truth that they might say, okay? Now, she might get in a bit of a pickle where she has said she's thrown the knife at Obumseli from 10 feet away, but, forensics are showing that it's been shoved in with some force, so from close proximity. But again, maybe, look, she could be narcissistic, used to lying, she was frightened, she's made a bad judgment call, she hasn't told the truth because maybe she hasn't, she knows what it looks like, kind of thing. I mean, I don't care if she's hit him in the past, if they've hit each other in the past, if they've had violent verbal arguments in the past. I'm telling you what I see, what I sense, just as a human being with lived experience. Now, I could be entirely wrong, but I think a lot of people with what they're saying about this pick and choose things when it suits them. And she's been getting called the Amber Heard of this and that, right? This is completely unfair for all parties concerned, for Amber included nearly, right? Just try and have a look at it with fresh eyes, and also find the footage, not that cuts off that first split second. There's footage that seems to be a little bit shorter, and it's where she's trying to get into the lift and close the doors before he gets in. What they show is they just snip that off with him in there and trying to get at the buttons. She doesn't want the buttons pushed. She wants the door open. She wants him out. That's what I see. I think he was refusing to leave, couldn't accept that they were broken up, didn't want anyone else to have her. If anything, she was the one in danger, or they were both in danger maybe, okay? We know when breakups are happening, particularly in toxic relationships, this is a really dangerous time. And I don't think people should be so quick to cry it's not self-defense, that it was murder. I think people can be very judgmental. You know, oh, she's a narcissistic OnlyFans model. She's got a temper. She's highly strung. Oh, he's just sweet. You know, well, hey, these quiet ones. I don't trust Obumseli to have been acting appropriately at all. I feel like he was forcing his way into the lift, forcing his way into her life still, no matter this push-pull. Just please try to be more compassionate about how confusing and stressful it is to break up in these toxic relationships. You might want to do it, but you might not do it properly, or you might be confused, and there is this back forth sort of thing. I mean, there's codependency here, right, with these two. Anyway, that's really just a little point I wanted to make. You might thoroughly disagree, but I know what I see. I just felt that from the start. I'm not just saying this because of the April 1st footage that's come out with her alleging, yeah, he's being violent. She is scared. I fully believe that she was. You can see my comments. The thing is that often I'll just comment somewhere instead of just making a little video. Did you see that? Did you see that? This is what I think. I used to do that a lot more, so maybe I'll just do that instead of commenting under videos. But I think on Scott Reich's first showing of it, I've made these comments about what I see. And what I see is Christian, definitely not doing the right thing, not acting in an appropriate way for the mature person, for the mature masculine person that he supposedly is. I see an aggressive, nasty person or behavior who knows he's making her uncomfortable, who knows she doesn't want him, and who is forcing the situation. And that's just what I see. And he's really really pushing it. I'm not excusing anyone's death, but we don't know what happened on the day of his death and what the fight was leading up to him being killed by knife wound. I don't know, so I would like to know more about that. I don't know what her body showed as far as maybe bruising or hair pulled from her scalp or a ripped item of clothing. I don't know. And does the absence of that mean that it wasn't self-defense? That I feel strongly enough about this to make a video. What do you guys think?